morning and welcome to another Disneyland Paris travel vlog. We are going to Disneyland Paris via the Eurostar for 5 days and 4 nights, staying at the Cars Hotel, the Santa Fe. It is my second time going to Disneyland Paris, also your second time. There's no direct service to Disneyland Paris at the moment due to Brexit. We are going to Paris Gare du Nord, so we'll go from St Pancras, where we are now, to Paris Gare du Nord, and then we'll take the RER, the local metro service, to get there. We have no clue how it works, so it's a learning journey for us all. He's being really annoying. We're going for kind of Valentine's, so today is the 11th of Feb, and we're staying until the 15th, so we've got quite a long stay. And we're going to get up to a lot of fun, hopefully. That's the plan. Currently we are just getting some breakfast and a little snack. We've got all our suitcases and all our bags with us, and yeah, I'm pretty excited for the trip. Any words? No words. That's how excited he is. He is speechless. We've just picked up the kind of little tidbits that we need to kind of get through our journey. So, you know, some sweets and stuff. Tommy also needed a European plug adapter, so we picked that up whilst we're at St Pancras. Although, one thing we're noticing, there are no bins. We had a drink from Gale's, and we're just trying to find somewhere to dispose of our rubbish, and it is not existing. It also smells very sewagey today. Delightful. So our train is at 1:30, and it provides that you get there an hour and a half in advance. So we're kind of heading over now. We're a little bit early for that. It's going to be exciting. I think we're both just excited to start getting travel on, and I'm a little bit stressed about having to do the whole RER at the moment. Ooh. Is it really busy here? Or are people just crowding? When you arrive, there's some little signs saying where to go with a 13:31. This is future Kelly speaking, post-trip. Basically, there's going to be a real weird continuity jump. When I was recording on the Tuesday on our way to Paris, I just wasn't feeling very good, and I actually didn't record a lot of the kind of process of the journey on the way there, but instead Tommy was really helpful and kind of gave me that confidence to know you will kind of regret not recording this trip. It's so important for me to kind of want to consistently upload and kind of show, you know, the fun that we had. And he was start kind of basically day one, which is our first day in the parks. So we're going to kind of skip to there, but the travel section I've done the way back. So at the end you'll kind of see from Chessy back to London. Good morning. It is day one officially of our Disney trip. It's our first day in the parks. It's been quite an interesting morning. So we woke up quite early. We had breakfast at Santa Fe at La Cantina, because that's where we're staying. We're currently trying to find Phantom Manor, but Tommy is taking us in the wrong direction, considering the manor is literally there.
Oh yeah, that's because it's flipped in, I think it's flipped in Florida, isn't it?
I don't think
it was
so.
Up. I remember when we...
Oh yeah, you're right, actually.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
See, there was a logic.
There was logic. We're going to head to Phantom Manor because I haven't done it before, and Tommy probably has, but doesn't remember it.
That's true.
So, you know, quite excited. It was quite busy actually trying to get in. We came a bit later than when me and my friend came before. So there's quite a big queue, but one lovely security guard saw that we were only a small group and let us through. So we got to go in a little separate queue. So that was really nice. There's a lot of renovations going on at the moment.
Phantom Manor doesn't look very open.
Phantom Manor is closed. We should have totally checked the app to see what was open.
Okay.
I would like to reiterate, Tommy actually made a valid point there. the queue to get through for, like, Disney Village, like the security line, was really busy. That was really, like, tough to get through. Getting through to, like, into the actual parks, we got, like, here about 8:34.
That was 8:45.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was that through security or about 8:34?
Oh no, security. Okay, yeah. And then we got to the park.
Yeah. So security we got through about 8:34, and then at 8:45 we got in to the parks. Recommend, obviously, if you can, bring a small bag. Obviously, I know that's quite difficult if you've got small children or, you know, you need a lot of stuff on you. But if you can pack light, please try and do so. It will make your visit a lot quicker and a lot more seamless if you can just get straight in.
Yeah, because basically, rather than wait in the long queues for Disney Village, Cal has a lounge flight and I have like just a one bag type thing, and they're small enough that they put us in a queue and we basically walk straight through.
Yeah, so he has the Uniqlo crossbody bag, which is completely fine size-wise, and yeah, I have a Donald Duck clown fly, and I think if you're a small enough party, they'll quickly get you through. So yeah. We are in queue for Peter Pan's flight. It said it was 10 minutes on the sign. I don't believe that. We'll let you know how long it actually is. So we tried to go to Pirates after we finished on Peter Pan's flight. Tommy, review of Peter Pan's flight.
It was mad comfortable. We've done the American one as well with like the Florida one, and I think it was just like kind of like a hard back. This one had cushions. I could have stayed on there.
He was so excited about the cushions.
They were really, really comfortable.
So yeah, we wanted to go into Pirates, but as we tried to jump onto that when it opened at 9:30.
And it didn't open.
Didn't open. We waited 15 minutes and we're like, you know what? We can do some other things in the meantime. Pirates is one of my favourite rides, so we will do it, and I know we will. It's just maybe not right now. Although it's pretty impressive that our first ride of the trip was Peter Pan's flight.
Yeah, it was good.
Not many people can do that. And we got on when it was... So on the sign it said 10 minutes.
The app said 35. And
yeah.
It was probably somewhere between.
It was about 30 minutes. This is a really long queue for something. Oh, Princess Pavilion. I think.
Okay, sure.
Princess Pavilion is where you get to like meet the princesses. It's like a
I can see why that would have a
specific princess meet and greet. This is the stands that had tartiflette. If none of you are aware, but I have like a weird obsession towards tartiflette.
I want to explain what those are.
So tartiflette is a French Alps dish that's, we're going up here for It's a Small World. It's a, yeah. Go on.
No. I can't do it again. What do you mean?
Yeah, it's a French Alps dish that is basically potato with like a raclette cheese kind of melted in and pancetta, or like some sort of ham bacon variant, and it is really good. It's really warming and I really recommend it if you're in the Disneyland Paris parks. I thought it was only a Christmas edition thing, but it seems that throughout the winter season they have it all the time, so get on that. It's outside It's a Small World. Predictions, what is It's a Small World? You've never been on it, what are you expecting from this ride?
A world that's small. I don't know, either, okay, one of two things, either it's going to be like taking us to different parts of the world, or it will be like a very small world, like little houses all about, like going via boat through a small city, like like Gulliver's Travels, or like Night in the Museum, whatever that movie's called, where like Lightning McQueen's actor, he's like really little.
What's his name? Wilson.
Something Wilson, yeah.
Owen
Wilson. Small Owen Wilson. It's an interesting representation of Ireland. Right.
So, it's a small world.
Kind of racist. I'm not gonna lie. The first corner, and it was like Western Europe, and I'm like half of my family are Ulster Scots, and the first corner, Ireland was just leprechauns. I was like, Jesus Christ. It was just big clover leaves, leprechauns and rainbows. I was like, this is the Irish representation.
But song's a banger. It's just a wild Snow White. She is so beautiful. Wow. What a queen. Welcome to TED Talk with Tommy.
Okay, listen, I just have a take. It's a small world is obviously very racist, but it's like the classic unintentional Western European racism where it's like, oh, hey, here's these, there's like UK and there's like France and like Italy and that, it's like all normal, and then you get to like the other bits, it's like Ireland and it's like Japan and that sort of thing, and they're all like the other mystic bit, like Ireland's leprechauns and the
or a genie.
Literally the Arabian bit, there's a genie. Like you go from having like beef eaters and like London Bridge to genies and stuff like that, and then you get to like the Hindu bit and it's like Ganesh is there and stuff, and it's like there's normal like non-religious things in these other places. It's not like the UK was like either
Phantom Manor.
Phantom Manor.
That way then.
Okay, but it's like it's like if the UK and the US bits were like Jesus on a cross, you'd be a bit like, why? Like, do you know what I mean? It's the mysticism.
Yeah.
Like you see it all the time in really Orientalist stuff. It's just like Ganesh is there, and I'm not sure who the other god was supposed to be. I don't know which one has 6 arms.
It's a cultural experience, isn't it?
It was very French.
It was very French.
Very French.
I mean, it's just very Western understanding of the greater world.
I'm sure they were trying to do something nice with it, like I will include everybody, but then to be like, I guess Arabia with the genies is like classic Orientalism.
Yeah.
Honestly, very Victorian of them.
Yeah, it's a very outdated like ride, I'd say.
Like,
but I think it's still such it's such a classic that they would never get rid of it.
It's like if you've ever read like 1800s travel narratives and stuff, and they're like, it's all like these Western explorers who are like going through Asia, and they're like, oh yes, and these deities and these shrines and stuff, and it's like, yeah, just like churches.
Yeah.
It's like completely normal stuff that they like build up.
Anyways, we are going through Frontierland again. We are going to try to get on Phantom Manor. Basically, it's 2 minutes. People are my watch time's going down.
Cut parts of that out and stitch them together.
I'm gonna stitch it so it makes you sound really racist.
You can get whoa.
And it's genies, love them.
No.
Gathered, Tommy is not an It's a Small World fan.
I'm just jarring. The first corner was leprechauns.
The song just never leaves my brain. It's on constant loop. But there's Mickey in his Phantom Manor outfit. That's so
exciting.
There's
a Phantom Manor outfit?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Is it just Victorian English?
It's like gothic wear, I guess.
Gothic Mickey.
Gothic Mickey.
That's what I needed more in my life.
Goth Mickey. Let's go.
Get an angle from him.
Woo.
Oh, he's got some.
Yeah, like a little
like
goth.
One of them, those And he's also got one of those coats, you know, with like the two-tiered thing where there's like a little mini cape thing around like the small of your back. Yeah, wicked fashion.
He's a legend. So I guess we're going up those stairs. It's a 5-minute wait time. I'm so excited. That's Tommy being annoying.
And now, the exciting Big Thunder Mountain construction.
Na na na, na na na, na na na. You already zoomed in.
It is so nice to have guests. Nous sommes ravis de vous accueillir, humbles mortels, dans ce mystérieux manoir. You may not believe it, but beauty once lived in this house. Fantôme Manor a connu des jours heureux, mais les temps ont changé. And now, curious souls, come, I have more to show you. Entrez, braves mortels, et visitons ensemble ce fameux manoir. Our tour begins here, in this gallery, where you gaze upon the sweet innocence of youth. Kindly step all the way in, make room for everyone. There's Ici, vous pouvez admirer près de la sublime maîtresse des lieux et de ses prétendants chanceux. Hélas, les choses ne sont pas plus faciles.
Let's review Phantom Manor.
Dark, cozy, comfortable. Enjoyed it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Didn't really. The story wasn't as good as the US one. I feel like it didn't really make a lot of sense. Yeah, I feel like it was with the US one. I felt like there was a pretty like clear storyline to it. I don't really know what happened in the French one. Like,
well,
we just kind of were watching stuff, which is fine. It was cozy, comfortable, but
and
again,
warm.
And warm. It was. Oh, it was so good.
I'm thinking now we get a little snacky snack.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. At the pins we have, they still have like, we have these skiing ones because it's ski season. Still got the Christmas ones still. I love this range. Like, that's Queen. I have a mission this trip to find me a pair of ears. I pick up a pair of ears on every trip. I got the Pooh Bear ears from Florida and I love them. They mean everything to me. Last time I was here it was Christmas, so I got some Christmas Star Wars ones, which were very slay, they were very cool. But I can't wear them when it's not Christmas. So I need to find a pair now. We'll see. I do like the little Donald headband thing. They're so funny. but it's not the vibe. It's not the vibe I want. And I've got to find the right vibe. We found Ears.
We did find Ears.
I was thinking like...
Remy's her spirit animal.
Yeah, I needed... With Ears, it has to be someone I care about for me to want the Ears.
Like Remy.
And I literally was start thinking like, who is a Kelly character? Like...
I thought I said Remy.
You said Remy, and I went, yeah.
It's also, you know, he's French.
He's French. He's a rat that can cook. I'm a rat that can cook.
Both can cook quite well as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then we went and had some task flex. Actually, we did buzzers as well. That was fun. He did. And I had task flat. I had a great time. And now we're going on to Pirates. It is official day 2, if we don't count travel day, and we are currently going through Disney Village. It is very noisy in Disney Village. There's a lot of work going on, like here. So we're kind of pardon their pixie dust. And so like the sports bar and like where the Lego store is. The Lego store is still accessible, the sports bar is not. And it's just very, very busy. I'm not sure how long the work is supposed to be, but...
We haven't been to the Lego store yet. I can't wait to go.
Yeah, we'll probably go at some point. But we decided to have a lazy morning this morning.
Yeah.
Because yesterday I was really tired. You were quite tired. So we decided to have a chill one. So we got to breakfast around 9. Had breakfast, and it's now 10. And we are in the village about to go to the Disneyland park, do some rides, have some fun. And we've got lunch today at Waltz's. I've been to Waltz's before.
I've not, no.
You've not. I think Waltz's is my favourite place on like site to eat.
Okay.
I think it's such like a charming, quaint atmosphere.
Yeah.
And it's very
the third place really you've been to as well.
Yeah. And it's like, it's very relaxing. It's very quiet. Or at least like when I went before, it was very quiet.
Is that Tinkerbell in that building?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's a giant golden Tinkerbell.
That Tinkerbell up there. Tommy's not seen it before, so there we go. But yeah, so we'll do Waltz's. We'll get your review as well. We have a half-board meal plan, standard meal plan. So far, I think it's been really good value for money. I'll have to double check how much we actually spent. I'll put it there. I'll put it over your face.
Oh, thanks.
We've spent so first night we went to the steakhouse and we spent
only about £9.
£9 because we paid for like drinks, but we got £90 off.
Yeah, £90 was covered
for 2 people.
Yeah, and that included the drinks as well. So if we included the drink in that £90, we didn't have to pay for it, which is why we only paid £9. Or sorry, €9.
Yeah,
we should be using euros.
Oopsies. Change everything we just said into euros.
But versus last night where we still saved tons of money, but the drinks were like an add-on.
Yeah.
Like we ate at the the Manhattan
restaurant
something.
In the Marvel Hotel.
And that was good also, and
it was good, very fancy food.
But that was a bit more like, so with the Tex-Mex thing, it was like
Tex-Mex?
I don't know what was it called?
What?
The other restaurant.
Steakhouse.
The steakhouse, it was like £90 flat, pick whatever you want. Whereas with Manhattan, it was like here's a 3-piece like menu.
Yeah.
Pick one thing from each thing and drinks on top. So it's a bit different depending on where you go, I suppose. But Manhattan was really nice as well.
Yeah, I think...
A bit fancier.
I don't think it'd be suitable for kids.
No, definitely not. Definitely not a kids menu.
or if you're a fussy eater, I probably wouldn't recommend going there. Unless you're paying for to not have the set menu.
It's just
because
very
then you
French.
might have a bit more choice.
It's very classic.
Yeah, it's beautiful food.
Very nice, very nicely presented.
I'll put
surprisingly
images
filling, even
of
though it wasn't.
what I ordered.
Yeah.
As I got pictures of all three.
I really enjoyed my starter and main. Wasn't a big fan of the desserts.
See, I loved my main was really good. I had the gnocchi.
Yeah.
And then for dessert I had a cannolo, and the cannolo was amazing. I'm a big cannolo fan, or a cannoli fan.
Don't look at me. I have no idea.
Tommy also just noticed the Tinkerbell on top of the Disney Hotel.
Tinkerbells everywhere.
He is so excited. He's a bit of a Tinkerbell fan. Although no one beats your girl
Who's
Elsa.
not? Yeah, that's true. I don't, to be completely clear about this, I like Tinkerbell in the Peter Pan movie. I've not watched any of the other stuff. Why are you zooming in on my face or something?
Look who's spotted walking in. Cute. They are everything. Yeah.
They have moves.
It's Tommy's first time.
It's fine. He's not a real dragon. He's a pro. So it's fine. I've seen what this is. Well, it's nice, isn't it? Nice and dark. It's really dark. That's really cool. It's impressive, actually, isn't it?
What does Tommy want to show us?
I like the Pizza Planet.
Mickey's. No one just looks like Spyro.
Pizza Planet.
Yeah.
No one just looks like Spyro.
I do like the 600 euros. It's lovely. But I don't have that kind of money.
Notre mission est de retrouver ces robots et son arme secrète et de les pulvériser. Le canon vert se chargera de récupérer le générateur, pendant que vous autres vous concentrerez sur les robots. Vous vous retrouverez sur la planète Z. Quant à moi, je resterai ici à Star Command pour commander la mission. Tout le monde à son poste. Dirigez-vous vers le pont d'envol pour lancement immédiat. Vers l'infini et au-delà.
So, we've just had dinner at Walters.
I'm
Or
full.
lunch at Walters. Review.
Really nice. I'm very full.
Yeah? Out of all the places we've eaten on our Magic Pass.
Probably second.
What's
I feel
first
like
for you?
at the steakhouse. I feel like it was good. Again, it's very French. I'm not the fondest of French cooking, but it was really solid. I had chicken pot pie, farmhouse chicken, and pineapple upside down. It was good. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, probably like 3 or 4 out of 5 type thing. Yeah.
I had the chicken pot pie for starter.
Yeah.
I had the chili con carne for main, and I had the lemon meringue pie for dessert. I would probably rate mine a 4.5.
See, I should probably clarify as well that a steakhouse always has an unfair advantage with me. So
Yeah,
that's probably why
he's a
that's
man.
ranked first.
He's a man and he likes his steak.
Yeah.
So,
But it was
yeah.
good. It was good.
I think for me, Waltz is my favourite place to eat on site.
The atmosphere was great.
It's very quiet.
Yeah.
It's nice to kind of get out of the parks for a bit. So I highly recommend. But now we're going to do some shopping and we're going to go have a nap.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I also bought Valentine's ears. Look at them. They're so cute. Ah. There's these really cute mugs. I've never seen them before, but I'm gonna get the Donald Duck espresso coffee. So cute. We went back to the hotel. Well, I had a nap. I was out. I was out. I needed that nap. You had a shower. We had a nice little kind of relax for a bit. And now we are heading back into the parks for a little bit of fun. We're going to go to Walt Studios. You want to do Press Coaster and Flight Force.
If I have time, I might only have time for one of them, to be honest.
Yeah. If you had to prioritise, which one are you going to do?
Probably Flight Force. You were saying about going and doing Magic Hour Crush Coaster tomorrow, which
Yeah.
feels like a good idea.
It's probably best for you because Crush Coaster is like always busy. So I think the thing is, like, people run to that ride first thing in Magic Hour, so we got to be there when doors open, gates open.
If I ran, I'd be there first. I'd be the first person in queue because I'm quite quick, but I really don't feel like doing that, so I think I'll just queue in single riders instead.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, again, like single rider queues are normally a little bit.
Yeah. Pour moi. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow yet. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. We're going to probably spend our morning in Walt Studios. We have our dinner reservation at Chez Remy. That's what you call a Valentine's Day.
I'm so excited. You can see it at the end of the ride.
Yeah.
You do the Remy ride, you can see the restaurant.
It's so lovely in there.
I just want to stay there all day.
Yeah. It is my favourite restaurant. Actually, no, I said that about Waltz's. I think Waltz's, I prefer Chez Remy just because there's less...
You've been to Chez Remy before?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I think I prefer Waltz's just because I think the service is so good there. It's so, like, calming. In Waltz's, it really kind of... You really chill out for a bit. Whereas Chez Remy, you might have a screaming child next to you and it can sometimes put you off your food.
But it's Disney,
but like...
Screaming child next to you.
Yeah. Which is why I like Waltz's, because it does have that break.
It's quite nice, yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to get back in studios.
Yeah, me too.
So we walked past, we're currently going to Disney Village, and Rainforest Cafe was busy. There was a queue and a half going for there. My humble opinion, I don't think Rainforest Cafe is worth it. I think it's really expensive. It's not part of the meal plan. And yes, it's got great theming, but it's not like exceptional. And the food is kind of meh. Maybe it's good if you've got quite young kids, but then still remember that it is really pricey, and you can probably get something on a meal plan that's just as good and a better value for your money. But hey, if you like the Rainforest Cafe, I'm intrigued to know the opinions why the queues are so long. Intrigued indeed. We are in and off we go to Avengers Campus. Tommy's wanting to do Flight Force because it's a 5-minute wait for single riders. I'm probably going to do Web Slingers because it's also a 5-minute wait for single riders.
Yeah.
And then we're going to reconvene. Tommy's going to probably go, oh my god, Flight Force, let's get to it. Let's go be some superheroes.
Comme le vibranium du Wakanda ou ce fluide extraterrestre dément, on a les particules de Pym et Spartek. Ça nous permet de développer des trucs incroyables comme ces petits speederboats par exemple. Regardez, c'est super, ils peuvent même se dupliquer tout seuls. Se dupliquer tout seuls? Parce qu'ils sont pas...
Live with Tommy's review of Flight Force.
Yes. So, I don't know, I feel like it was just a slightly worse Hyperspace Mountain. It was kind of mid. So, here's the thing. Ride's pretty fun, but it was like the actual story Marvel bit was like basically non-existent. Hyperspace Mountain was better. It was smoother, and it still was like a good coaster. I still think I'd say people should like get on it to try it. But I don't know. I was kind of a bit unimpressed by the lack of Marvelness to it. It could have been anything else. There was like 2 screens with Iron Man and Captain Marvel on them at 2 points of the ride, and that was about it. Just to clarify as well, I feel as though I was a little bit let down because I really like the Aero, like the Rock and Roller Coaster ride. I really enjoyed that back in the day, and when they've redone it, I was kind of expecting a bit more than sort of what it was. It was quite a half-assed remodeling, half-baked remodeling. Yes. Thank you.
Timothy, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for this show?
10.
Be honest.
Like 4.
Who's not
If that.
excited? So you have me, who's really excited for this show. I've not seen it before, and you have Tommy, who's not seen it before but doesn't really care about these kind of things. And we will come back with accurate ratings for all our viewers, those who like shows like this and those who do not. Forever the pessimist.
I'm not a pessimist, I just don't really care about drones, you know.
Appel de Stephen Strange.
Hey yo! Double.
Friday, d'où provient cette menace? Dis-moi tout ce que tu sais dessus, n'importe quoi.
Docteur Strange, une force puissante nous attaque. Elle se propage rapidement sur tout l'Avengers Campus. Sa nature exacte est inconnue.
De la sorcellerie. Mais rien de comparable à ce que j'ai vu auparavant. Je vais m'occuper de ça. Je crois bien savoir d'où cela peut provenir.
La force devient de plus en plus puissante et semble absorber la magie. 40% de l'Avengers Campus est infecté. Stephen Strange, restez en alerte. Une deuxième force similaire est en approche.
Okay, so I was completely misinformed. That wasn't a drone show. It was like a stage, like, spectacle
In the street.
in the street, which is quite cool. I actually quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I don't know what happened to the drone show. I thought it was at 7:30.
Do we want to go in here?
Yeah. We are now going to try and get onto web singers real quick. So we watched this little stage show.
Yes.
Review.
Yeah, it was solid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought
it was a bit of fun.
whoever was Scarlet Witch was
yeah.
like, she looked really.
She looked good.
She would look great.
It's kind of hard for me to. I'm short-sighted. It's kind of hard for me to be honest, make out because they were like on a roof.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit hard to see.
Although I actually quite enjoyed that because I could, for a moment, like genuinely believe that it was.
Yeah.
What's
But
her
I think
actress?
what? Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: if you have small kids, though, you probably want to get there really early so that you can get seats at the back.
Yeah. Well, if you've got small kids, yeah, potentially getting there beforehand, particularly if they're big Marvel fans. I would say that if you're not a Marvel fan, it's probably a skip.
Yeah.
Because it's characters that you perhaps wouldn't know unless you're like quite far
it's
into
definitely
Marvel.
not a non-Marvel fan show.
Yeah. It's Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch.
And Agatha
And
Harkness,
Agatha.
which is a little bit niche, to be
Yeah.
honest.
But I guess because there's been that new Agatha show's come out,
Yeah,
it's
that's
quite
why.
on. It's
And
quite on brand.
It's because no, it'll be before that even. It'll be because you've not seen Doctor Strange 2. Wanda's
No.
in that.
Yeah.
They like sort of team up in Doctor Strange 2, so that's probably why they team up in this.
But I thought it was quite fun. It was very weird hearing Doctor Strange in French.
Yeah. I'll never get used to the whole half in French, half in English thing.
I personally don't mind it. I think it's quite accessible because basically you'll have whoever's in English kind of
Yeah,
summarize.
you say that, but then we didn't do the chant thing because we couldn't tell what Doctor Strange was saying.
Basically, there's a moment where Doctor Strange was like, "Everyone do the bit," and like do the like hand circling thing.
Yeah.
We did not get them then. We didn't help him out there. Sorry, brother. Anyways, web slingers the second time today for me. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
We have our last full day in the parks. We stopped to get a little hot chocolate from the machine. The Starbucks in Santa Fe is closed at the moment for refurbishment.
I didn't even know there was one.
Yeah, it's by the Trading Post. Yeah. So we got a little free one from the coffee machine, like the little machines, which is nice. And we got quite an exciting day. We got character breakfast at 9:45, so we got a second sitting. I'll let you know which characters we get. We also have a reservation at Chez Remy for Valentine's dinner, which I'm really excited for. I love Chez Remy. I think it's such a great place to visit and have like food. I think it's some of the best food you can get on site as well. But now I'm going to quickly head over to studios. Tommy wants to do Precious Coaster, and I want to have a mooch. I cannot do Precious Coaster. I find it too spinny. I'm not good with like tight spinning motion. So that's the Tommy and Tommy alone. I'll probably have a little mooch about, see what's going on. Maybe even do web slingers. Try and beat my high score, 235,000.
Yeah.
The wait times to the studios were quite long, so now we moved over to the Disneyland park. It's on a reservation at 9:45 for breakfast, and we're gonna have a little mooch, aren't we? Nice little mooch. Your first time doing the character breakfast at Disneyland Paris. Thoughts, reviews?
No, good. Good food.
Yeah?
Cozy. Very friendly characters. Easy to get caught in the energy. All around good vibe.
What are our characters today?
Tigger, Eeyore, Captain Hook, Chef
Smee.
Guy that I forget the name of.
His name's Smee.
His name's Smee. Donald, Goofy and Daisy.
Donald and Daisy on Valentine's Day.
I know, right?
Pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive.
Pretty fun.
So far, we have met 3 characters, and our booking was at 9:45. It's now about 10:30. We didn't get in till probably about 5 to 10, around that time. So I think, you know, in terms of pace, characters come around quite quickly, quite well. It's obviously it's a really nice location, and the breakfast I think is really good in terms of quality. It's the same stuff that you get like a hotel breakfast. So if you're staying on any hotel site, it's the same foods. I can't see anything that's actually different. You have to be careful. You do have to be careful with your timing. Just so you don't want to be going up when the characters are kind of coming around to your section, or else you might miss them. But they do make sure that if you do miss them, because you're stuck in a queue or something, that you get to meet them at the end. They'll make sure you've met all the characters. See, it seems to be quite a busy day for character breakfast. Last time, me and my friend Abby, we did first sitting. The second sitting, I would say the second sitting feels busier. But oh look, it's Daisy. Daisy's walking over.
Me?
Hey, it's you.
This is video?
Yeah.
There's 3 cameras. Which one do I look at?
Any of them. They all picture that, so it's okay. Review of your breakfast at Plaza Gardens Circus, something like that.
Good. I had a lot of maple syrup.
Yeah.
Probably too much maple syrup.
Sugar high for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I think like Cal said before, it's like very similar to the hotel breakfast. But to be honest, I don't feel like you're here for, you know, the breakfast itself.
Yeah.
That said, food's pretty good. There's like weird periods between like where everybody goes and where like nobody goes, so you can pick moments. But yeah, if you like the hotel breakfast, if you're staying in the hotel, it's basically that with maybe just a little bit more stuff. So I thought it was pretty enjoyable.
And then you don't really care about meeting characters as much as I do. Review your character meets.
It's still quite nice. I think you get caught, or at least I do, get caught up in the energy of it a little bit, and it's cute to take photos, and especially if you're with somebody who really like Kelly, who really enjoys it, and it's still quite a bit of fun. And yeah, they're quite animated, but yeah, it's a good energy, nice time, quite chilled. We've got a good spot sat here as well. And
yeah, we're right by the entrance.
we saw like Daisy, then Donald, then Goofy, all in the span of about 5 minutes.
Yeah, they were back to back. Favourite character that you've met today?
Probably Daisy.
Daisy?
Yeah, Daisy was a vibe.
She was so fun.
Yeah, Daisy was killing it. She's talking about getting that ring from Donald.
Yeah, they're having, for their Valentine's Day, they're going to have afternoon tea together. It's very cute.
Chatting about it.
Yeah. So yeah.
So it's a bit fun.
10 out of 10?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Would you say that if you've not been to a character breakfast before, would you say it's like a must-do experience?
I don't know if I'd say must-do. I think like, because if you're like me, if I wasn't with Kelly, I probably still wouldn't bother, just because it's not really my sort of thing. But it's more that I think it's like enjoyable for everybody. Especially you kind of need somebody there who wants to do it, but as long as one person's like eager,
yeah,
I think it's a good vibe. And the breakfast is pretty good. Like there's a good range of stuff. It's all French food, and French breakfasts are really nice anyway. So yeah, I think it's worth going.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. The first day on our trip, the sun is shining. It's like a Valentine's miracle.
We like the sun, we don't have it at home.
Yeah, Saint Valentine really came down on us today.
Did he?
Damn. Yeah, we are going to go do Pirates now after breakfast. Very excited. The park.
It's warm in there.
It's not too busy. It's a little bit busier than it's been this week. It's probably the busiest it's been, but it's not too...
For clarification, she's just gone, it's not too busy, and we've walked outside the castle in probably the busiest we've ever seen it. So there's like actual crowds now.
I guess I expected it to be a lot worse.
Yeah. Isn't Pirates that way?
Yeah.
Or is that Phantom Manor?
Phantom Manor is Frontierland. Adventureland is where we're going.
Okay. I'm still learning.
His lands.
I don't know my land. Almost got hit by a small Asian lady.
Oopsies. It happens. Happens to the best of us.
It does. She was like moving one way and Kel went round, and then I was like, okay, I'm good. and then she kept moving backwards. I was not good, so I had to take, evasive action.
Evasive maneuver. There seems to be a lot more couples out today.
Because it's Valentine's Day.
It's Valentine's. It is. Didn't know that, Tommy.
I know, it's amazing.
Didn't realise. Not like I'm wearing the ears or anything.
Yeah.
The sun is shining down on us today, Tommy.
It is so much nicer than it's great.
Yeah. We are now gonna go on Big Sun. No, the Big Sun
No, we're
is
not going to
closed.
Big Thunder.
We're now going to go on Phantom Manor. I can't look at the camera because the sun's too bright, so I'm just like looking off. I'm really sad that the Big Thunder is under refurbishment, but I'm excited to see what they're going to do. Big Thunder is hands down my favourite ride. I love it. I think it's great theming. I think it's really fun. I think it's really like family friendly. And I just think, like, particularly the one in Paris is just so good. And then you have Dolce Simba balloon. Lovely. There's Tommy. He doesn't come with the hotel. Unfortunately. There's the Fleur de Lis spa. I think they do really good hot chocolate there. We might try it out later. We have some time. And then the table de Lumiere over in the corner. That's your like fine dining restaurant. I think if you have like the really advanced meal, you can get that in the price and it's really worth it. I think factoring in a little break during your trips and during your day is quite valuable. You'll always kind of, I think if you go hard, you will tire, and you probably do want to just have a little just half an hour to yourself. It's quite nice to reflect, not be spending money and just chilling out for a bit. As long as you have good company. If you have bad company, then you may want to keep going. Speaking of, I'm gonna head out. Here we see Tommy in his natural habitat with a steak in front of him. I couldn't finish my steak, but I know who can. There was Donald waving us out. Legend himself. We have just wrapped up what is our final full day of the park. We're heading back to Santa Fe. And we watched the parade. Well, we watched the parade. Review of the parade.
Solid, good.
Solid.
Liked the Maleficent Dragon.
The Maleficent Dragon is a staple.
Yeah, it is a staple, but it's good every time, you know. I do think it was a bit weaker than the Florida parade, mainly just because there was like less variety. Like the princesses were all on like one thing, more or less, rather than being like. And I was curious as to why Aurora sort of had her own stage. I don't know if it's just because of the Maleficent Dragon or.
It's because that's Sleeping Beauty's castle. So this is her park as such.
Okay,
this is her land.
We're in her territory. Right, okay. That makes a little bit more sense. But overall, pretty solid, particularly the like steampunk Mickey and Friends.
Yeah, that was insane.
That was really cool.
That was really cool. The first floats were pretty sick. Also seen Aladdin for the first time.
Oh, yeah. And Genie.
Yeah. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, I think it was good.
I think I obviously came at Christmas time. I think I preferred the Christmas parade because it was just a lot more hyped. The audience were really like engaged with it.
I guess there's not much you can do about that, though.
No. I suppose I think the dances were more impressive in that parade, in the Christmas parade as well.
The dancers were solid.
The dancers were
but they're just
solid,
but
there weren't
many of them. Yeah.
Whereas the Christmas parade, there was numbers, and the parade went on for longer.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, because this felt like it was a lot of like 5 floats.
Do you know what the other thing? That the Buzz parade was pretty cool, but I'm a bit like, does France have a thing for Buzz Lightyear? It feels like they have a thing for Buzz. Like he's been around a lot.
Yeah.
He was in the, spoiler alert, he was in the fireworks. There was like a whole section dedicated to Buzz, and I was like, what is happening? It wasn't even Toy Story. It was like
just Buzz.
It was like
Buzz and the green
in
aliens.
universe Buzz, like opening of Toy Story 2, fighting Zurg level Buzz.
Yeah. Going on to the fireworks display, I thought it was quite good. I don't think it's my favourite, but it was the first to make me cry. So I have a lot to unpack on that.
I don't know, everything makes you cry.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a very emotional piece. I thought it was a very, like, unique choice of films. There was Hercules, was a huge film in this. Hunchback of Notre Dame. The film choices, like, there wasn't any Frozen. There was obviously the toy, like Buzz Lightyear, not Toy Story kind of section.
Yeah, with Zurg.
With Zurg.
The other thing that you've somehow not mentioned, there were drones in this film.
Yeah, although I went at Christmas and it was the Electrical Sky Parade, which was like kind of a 2-in-1, so I was kind of like expecting that.
The drones were very cool.
Tommy's not seen a drone show before, so he was really impressed by that. There was no Star Wars.
Star Wars in the other ones?
There's Star Wars in the Christmas one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's like a...
Oh, that's
like,
quite cool.
Section where there's like an X-Wing that flies.
Oh, that's sick. Okay,
yeah.
But to be fair, as you were saying, it was a pretty like... Some of the additions were a little bit niche, which is quite nice.
It felt like it was more targeted.
There was a big Lion King part.
Obviously, it's Paris. They love the Lion King here.
Yeah,
and also a big Encanto.
Yeah, there was a really like focusing Encanto section, which is pretty cool. Although it's so weird hearing it in French. Like, it was when it's not in English or Spanish, it just feels strange.
Yeah, but I didn't think it was bad.
It wasn't bad.
No.
It's just like, wow, this is a crossover.
Yeah, some of the
sure.
Like there was no Mickey and Friends.
They did
Beauty and the Beast like
French,
twice,
which went really, really hard.
Yeah. There was 2 sections with Beauty and the Beast. There was a little bit of... There's obviously Aurora. She had her own little moment. Cinderella was there briefly. Moana had a big thing. It was a Moana and Hercules
really cool
like
with
collab. It was really cool. I actually didn't expect that, and I thought that was pretty...
I liked that they had the water show to project Moana stuff on like
water.
Yeah, by the castle. That was really cool.
Yeah. So I would probably rate that an 8 out of 10.
I don't know what the scale is for these, so
Just how it makes you feel.
I don't know.
Was there room for improvement in your heart?
Probably.
Yeah.
But it was still really good.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, there's always ways they can improve these things, I think. I always feel like with these sort of displays, they're solid, but they always miss some sitters. Like if they've got the rights to like the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense because they have an entire park for it.
I know the Frozen stuff's a bit overdone, but like, hang on guys, you know there are songs other than Let It Go.
Yeah.
Like play like Lost in the Woods. It kind of fits the theme. Play Lost in the Woods or something from Frozen 2 if you don't want to play Let It Go. Don't forsake Frozen because Let It Go is overplayed.
The theme of this show, like this projection show, was like family loss. There was a big section about loss.
It was family loss and like basically friendship is magic.
Yeah, and that like together
magic inside
you can find magic, and magic comes to us as opposed to us finding magic.
So I feel like Lost in the Woods and another mashup, or maybe mashed up with something else, would have been a nice addition.
Yeah. That's our overview.
Like,
are we going?
I need you, Anna.
Are we going for free drinky?
I don't know. It's up to you.
I low-key don't think I can do another hot chocolate right now.
Then probably not. Let's just carry on towards Homeward Bound.
Homeward Bound. I would show everyone around breakfast options that we have. Don't mind if I do. Selection of fruit and healthy bits. Things for pancakes and things like that. This is where you'll always find me. There's your food options. We have some bread, some brioche, some cereals, and then continental. It's not the best, it's not usually as bad. Head over to the hot drink station, or drink station I guess. There's teas, we have bin. I always get hot chocolate. I don't know what it is, but the hot chocolates they do here, pretty good.
Normal.
Your turn.
Huh?
Your turn.
My turn.
You make it to Marnilla Valley and you're about to leave, you need the RERA. And that follows this way.
No idea if it's going to be good though.
Following Tommy. Tickets from there. But we're just going to go to the ticket desk and ask them very nicely to print us our tickets to where we need to go. being north, it should be the one that's Gare du Nord. And like that, we made it to Gare du Nord. We had it a little bit more difficult getting here today, just because there's some works going on this weekend, but I don't think it was actually that bad. It was just the train times for the B service were incorrect. Just keep waiting on the platform, one will arrive, and as long as you give yourself plenty of time in those instances, you'll be okay. So we made it to Hall 2, which is where like Eurostars going to London and Pancras are. You gotta wait till your little departure time comes up on the screen. Hall 2 is up the escalator when you enter the building, so keep an eye out for it. There's huge Union Jacks like on the sign everywhere, so it tells you where to go. And then yeah, Hall 2. At the time of filming this, I don't know if it'll ever change, but I assume it'll always be here post Brexit because, well, we need passport security and stuff. But we're gonna go through, see if there's any food options, what we're gonna have to eat.
I'm hungry.
Tommy's hungry.
I'm hungry.
Yeah. Tommy's a little stressed out.
I don't like metro. I don't like this metro. I don't like lots of people crowd. Ask yourselves this. Why is it that with metro systems, there's like 2 trains coming, one's like 2 minutes ahead of the other, everybody has to pile onto the first train instead of just getting the second train? I don't, these are the things that I think about. I just don't understand.
And these are the things I have to deal with on the daily.
We got the second train and it was much more comfortable than being packed up against the doors. And then I got stuck in the metro because we bought tickets.
Oh yeah.
And Kelly's work reminded.
Yeah, that's something that I've noticed is that the tickets have been relatively unreliable.
And so I was having
and it's like you only have ticket access, so you pay for either a return ticket or you pay for your single journey. We did single journey both ways. It doesn't actually make any difference to the price or anything. It's €2.50 one way.
I was talking about this with a friend as well, because we were talking about like whether it's better than something like the Tube, and he was talking about banging on about the like Navigo pass thing, but which is like an Oyster, if you know what that is. But there was a girl there as well whose Navigo like wasn't working, so I had the paper ticket, she had the Navigo, so it was both forms to get through, and in both cases one member of the party had gotten through and the other member was like just stuck on the other side of the gate.
This is disclaimer: if you're planning to go to Disneyland Paris, you will just get a paper ticket. Don't bother getting an Navigo. It's expensive and you'll only use it a handful of times. The tickets you can pay for at the machine is relatively straightforward on the machine. Just pay for like access to all metro areas and all zones, then you'll be able to get through. But we have found that the tickets, they just don't scan well.
Also, don't stress too much about the machines because they do have English settings. At least at Gare du Nord, they have English, and I think Spanish as well. Because there were some people in the queue who seemed a bit frantic about whether they were going to be able to do it in French, but just look for the flags. Nice and easy.
Yeah. Know your flags.
Know your flags.
I think, to answer Tommy's question, do I prefer the Metro or the London Underground? I prefer the London Underground. I find it so much more straightforward. The fact that you use a contactless card makes that so much more straightforward, as opposed to just, you know, like having to pay for a ticket and queuing up to pay for a ticket to then get on a service.
Tap and go, baby.
Tap and go. It's so much quicker. It's much more efficient, and
less stressful.
And it accepts all card types as long as it's a Visa card. I think it's Visa and MasterCard. You can get anywhere. So as long as it's one of those two, which are like globally accepted, you're fine. So yeah, big up London Underground. But I think in terms of the routes that we've taken, I think I prefer taking this route compared to going to Lille. Personally, mainly because you're constantly moving. I find with Lille that you're always kind of waiting for a while, which is fine. But I find that a little bit more brain dead, and I maybe like a little bit more action and knowing that I'm in control of where I'm going. and the times available. That's something to consider there. I would say that I probably wouldn't do Gare du Nord route if you have small children. I think that could be quite stressful, particularly if you've got to pay for like the children tickets and get them through and then all the bags through. That could be quite
and it is very
stressful.
crowded.
And it is crowded. We did go rush hour on the way in, which was horrendous.
And then we went not rush hour on the way in, and
on
it
the
was
way out,
still crowded.
It was still crowded. It's a very busy service. So I don't know if I would recommend that for small families. If you're, young adults going on kind of a solo trip or on your own, I think you can very easily do that. And maybe pack light if you're planning to do that route. If you have a smaller bag, I think it'll be a lot easier. These are things to consider. So what went wrong on this trip, Tommy?
I think pretty much all of it went well, but to be a bit more constructive, probably one of the things that stood out to me was the meal plan. I feel like we got lots and lots of value, especially considering our meals would have, with 2 people and the general cost of food, and especially like as well, because we were doing like 3-course meals, we probably would be spending like 90 plus a meal, probably more like 100 euros a meal, but we only paid what for the meal plan, like 100 something?
Figure inserted here. I think it was about 150 per our trip.
So we must have saved so much money by running the meal plan, and also the food was nice. Like, it was good. It wasn't like nat food.
Yeah.
It was good quality food. It was in the Disney restaurants, so you got that sort of like Disney experience with all the IPs and stuff. I just feel like that was the standout for me, really.
The food was good.
Yeah, because normally as well, when I've done a lot of Disney before, but we've not really done as many Disney restaurants. I think maybe if we've done meal plans, we've done a lot more of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that's the standout for me.
Yeah.
Like yourself then.
I think I'd have to agree. The food that we've had has been amazing this trip. I couldn't think of one meal I didn't actually enjoy.
Yeah.
I think all of it was really good, really tasty, really fresh.
And Kelly says I'm a picky eater
He
as well.
is.
And I found a way to enjoy all of it. So hopefully that gives us hope for us all.
Yeah. I would say probably the downfall of this trip for me was there was a lot of closures in parks.
Yeah, that's
That
true.
was quite, like, obviously with Disney being a 365-day open park, which is obviously very impressive, there are going to be periods where you've booked a trip and something's not going to be available. I just think at the moment there is a lot of closures. So a lot of studios is shut. You have to kind of walk around like a sort of central piece. Obviously they're building out a frozen area as well at the moment, which is exciting. I'm excited for what's coming, but you did kind of think, oh, here's another wall, here is another fence.
Yeah.
Disney Village is under renovation as well, so that you kind of lost like half the street there, which, is a shame. And also Big Thunder being closed and half of Frontierland being closed.
There was a lot of closures.
Yeah, it was very like, okay, it needed some TLC, obviously.
Yeah.
But it just felt like, obviously this is the off period, and we did book during the off period, and we knew that. But it was kind of like...
I think for me as well, it's just the cold. Like,
it is cold.
I think it depends on, like, this is like a case by case basis, depending on who you are and like what sort of thing you like. We've done Florida in the real heat and Paris in the real cold. I'll take the heat every time. The heat's so much, it's so much better. You stay hydrated, you stay on top of it. With Paris, it's all the standing around and queuing. We weren't even queuing particularly long. Like, the longest we queued was probably about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's just so cold. Even layered up, it's so cold.
Yeah. I had thermal layers on, I had base layers, I had a t-shirt, like long sleeve shirt and jumper, and like wearing kind of thermal leggings, jeans, several pairs of socks. I was still cold, and wearing a scarf, gloves.
Yeah.
I was wearing a fleece jacket and a coat.
You're carrying around so much more.
And you feel bulky, which I personally don't like that in the cold anyways. I hate feeling like the Michelin Man.
Of course, it's probably a little bit less busy because it's colder.
Yeah.
I imagine if you come in the summer, it's quite a lot busier.
Quite packed.
But I also feel like, it's like a trade-off, isn't it? Like, you might enjoy the experience more in the heat, and in the heat, well, just clearly we have to do Paris in the summer to find out.
Yeah, we have had some discussions about
I don't want to
Disneyland
go
Hotel.
Oh yeah.
We were looking at that.
Because that's a really nice hotel.
Yeah, we really enjoyed looking around the Disneyland Hotel, having kind of like a afternoon break, evening break before the fireworks. That was really nice. So I think we'll definitely go back to Disneyland Paris. There's our train with the 15 as well, so we can head through now. Yay.
So wrap up my thoughts on the trip as well. It was so much fun. We had a great trip. I really enjoyed it. It was very romantic, you know, we really had a great time on that trip. We kind of spoke a lot about, at the end, about, you know, our plans to kind of go back again. We definitely want to go back, particularly when Big Thunder's open. Preferably in the summer as well would be really nice, but obviously travel but obviously there's an issue there of like school holidays. I like when the parks are quiet. I like kind of the off-peak seasons, but obviously with the off-peak seasons comes those big renovation projects that we see. So I would like to go back, definitely. I think it's such a magical trip every time you go, and I have a lot of love for Disney in my heart. So it was great. It was a really fun trip. In terms of, you know, what's coming next, we haven't got a trip planned until July. July we're going back to Silverstone to see the Formula 1 and the British Grand Prix, and we're staying again at the ridings and doing a glamping package, so I will kind of record that and bring you along on that. In the meantime, I might do some more like London-y lifestyle kind of videos, and what we kind of get up to out the weekends. So yeah, stay tuned for that. We'll see how it goes. We'll maybe do a couple of trips to the Disney store. You hear? You feel me? You feel me on that? So yeah, there's a lot of fun things that are still coming, even if they're not planned trips. Obviously, I wish I had the funds to do more trips, but I am a broke student that's just finished, you know, and a broke graduate. I've just finished uni. I don't have that money. That's why I'm working. There will be a trip booked. I don't know where, but it'll be booked. In terms of Disney trips, yeah, we'll try and get another one planned. Me and my friend Abby want to go back as well. We also want to do Florida. Tommy and I really want to go to Japan. There is travel that we're thinking of. But yeah, thank you very much if you made it to the end of this video. I realise it's been a lot of yapping. I do want to kind of buy myself a new camera. This is all being shot on an iPhone 16 Pro, by the way. Big up iPhone 16. This is the one that didn't get stolen. I'll do a story time. I'll do a story time at some point. One day I will stick to the point and go with it. But thank you very much for watching this video. If you made it all this way through, please give it a little like or comment, and you know, any improvement as well, what I can do to my videos, I'll kind of greatly appreciate that. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure to kind of take you along on my Disney trip, and I will see you with the next video, whenever that is. If you want to know when that's coming out, follow